All right, let's head out to the People tab. Now, I'll touch on let's do segments right now. Segments work in a similar fashion as the pipeline stages. So in pipeline stages, you have new leads, you have hot leads, you have contacted working leads, things of that nature. The thing with the pipeline stages, however, is that if you have a lead existing in the new leads pipeline stage, they can only exist in that pipeline stage. They cannot exist in new leads and hot leads and contacted working leads at the same time. So it's one lead per pipeline stage at any given time. Now, what is different with the with how segments work, segments, on the other hand, you can look at them as buckets. So you have these different buckets that you can put leads into. So for instance, if I have a lead who is a referral, that lead can also be in my test 1, 2, 3 bucket. Or let's just say, for instance, I have a segment that is specific to folks who have dogs. And I've noticed that as I've been speaking to a lot of my leads and even some of my clients, a lot of them have pets, specifically dogs. So I'm going to create a segment that is specific to dog owners or dog lovers or just dog, whatever you want to name it. And that way, everybody in my database who is tagged with that particular tag as dog owner, dog lover, whatever I want to name it, I can send a smart plan or create a smart plan outreach that will go out to everybody. Well, actually, today, as a matter of fact, it's funny we're talking about this. Today is National Dog Day, I believe, August the 26th. So I could have created a smart plan that would have sent out a happy National Dog Day to every lead in my database that has a tag of dog or is in a segment of dog, anything that has dog in it. And that's a fun way to not only stay front of mind or top of mind with some of your leads, even some who may have gone a little cold on you, or you've maybe lost touch here and there. You can go ahead and just send a simple reminder, hey, I'm still here. At the same time, happy National Dog Day. And these are going to be ways for you to be able to contact your leads in some cases without coming off as pushy or needy or even worse, desperate. And I'll give you some more examples as we go into the people profile page. But utilize these segments. They're incredibly helpful. And you can create those right up here at the top. And again, name them whatever you wish. And you can use those for your outreach. So now let's go to the people tab. Now, here in the people tab, we do have every piece of information that you need for your leads. So in this particular view, lead score, communications, activities, their registration date, last touch, so on and so forth, their contact info. Now, unless your admin or your broker has specifically asked you to leave this view as it is, you can go in and you can adjust this to your liking. Now, as I mentioned earlier, you do have your pipeline stage bubbles right up at top. So I can jump into any of these and see my contacted working. I have 118 of the 3,600 leads. I can click there and it will take me directly to those 118. Click back out of there, go back to all of my 3,600 leads. Now, if for instance, I would like to move the lead score column over and maybe put something else in that number 2 position, I cannot simply click and drag that or right click and remove it. So what I need to do is head over to my icon here that looks like some graph paper with a pencil in it. And this is going to open my column view. So now I can make updates to these columns however I see fit. So as I mentioned before, I'd like to move that lead score. Let's move that down a little bit here and just click and drag those 3 lines. And as you can see, that was an instantaneous update. I can also, let's move my contact info here up. What I would like to have in that number 2 spot is pipeline. So I can scroll through here, see where pipeline is. Here we are. I will select it. now I can drag that up and put it right where I want it. And as you can see again, an instantaneous update. So now this looks pretty much the way that I would like to see it. I have my name, and as you can see, my lead type designation is right below the name. So I can see that Andrew is a buyer and a seller. So perhaps the purchase he's looking to make is contingent upon the sale of his current property. Contacted working, there will be 3 different ways that you can change a pipeline stage. This is one of them. So in this column, you can simply click on that drop-down menu and you can adjust the pipeline stage however you wish. Communications and activities. These are important to keep an eye on. So these communications, if you are using the Lofty Dialer option, I can go in here and just click on that number or click on the little phone icon, and I can find any of the 59 calls that I've made or received through the Lofty Dialer, and I can see the timestamp. I can see the number that made the call. I can see the number to whom I called. And here's my top signature right there. The greatest benefit of all of this is I can actually go back and listen to that call. So I can click on view call result. All that same information is right in here. And over here, if their call was, if I did leave a message or make a contact with that client or lead, I can click on the play button and I can listen back to that call and any notes that I had in here. And going back, Patty, to something that you asked a moment ago, this is another area where you can add a task. So there's a number of different places where you can add tasks. Here's one of them for a call. So let's just say, for instance, you made a call and you got voicemail, and this is the 3rd voicemail. Maybe next time you want to add a task for yourself to send a manual text to that client, or maybe find out if that's even the right phone number. So there's a lot that you can do with that, save that, and you can always go back to it. Here with the emails, very similar situation. I can go through and I can see all the emails that were sent and received. If I'm looking for a specific email, I can go, let's see, on the 24th. I could just click on that and I can see the actual body of that email. What was in it? What did I talk about? What did we talk about? What did I send them? And I can see again the from, the to, anybody who was CC'd on that. I can see my subject line as well as, again, timestamp. Same principle here with the text messages. Now, activities is pretty interesting because this allows you to see